Hi my friends! Hi! Welcome to our channel English with Alexander. And you see this video is called How I Improved My Speaking, the Best Way. So really this video can be extremely useful for you if you really want to improve your speaking skills. And you see that this channel is called English with Alexander. So my name is Alexander, right? So I'm 31, almost 32. And this is my family. So see, this is my wife. So I also have 3 children, 2 boys. See, 2 boys and a girl. Yeah, you see, she's reading. She really likes reading. Okay, my friends, I have some questions for you. So, where are you from? How old are you? So, do you have a family? Do you have children? Yeah, write something about yourself or tell us something about yourself. So it will be very interesting to hear from you too. Yeah, some interesting information. Okay, good, very good. Next. So my friends, really, what's the best way to improve our speaking skills? I think you also have some ideas about it. You have your story. And I have my story. If you don't mind, I'll tell you my story. Yeah, and don't forget to write in the comments what you think about all this and your story too. It'll be very interesting to read it. And let me tell you what I think about all this. Really, how can we improve our speaking skills? And I'll also share my experience with you. Okay, you know, my friends, many people say that first of all, you need to read a lot and increase your vocabulary. They add that the more English words you know, the easier it will be for you to speak. If you want to hear my opinion, I want to say the following. You can know lots of English words, but it won't help you in a real English conversation at all. I faced the same problem, yeah? And I want to tell you just one story, maybe 2 stories, a couple of stories from my own life experience, yeah? You know that I was learning Spanish very intensively, yeah, and I can speak Spanish, just basic phrases, so my level was maybe about intermediate, upper intermediate, yeah, but I haven't been practicing Spanish, yeah, maybe for 5 years, 10 years, just basic phrases, but if I start practicing it, I think that I remember it quickly, just, a matter of practice. Okay, by the way, so I knew so many words and phrases that it made me feel the happiest person on earth. Yeah, I was really so happy. Yeah, I was thinking, oh, I know Spanish, I know so many useful phrases, yeah, and expressions. But to my surprise, I couldn't open my mouth. It was blocked completely. Really, I had this problem. Maybe this, problem is familiar to you. I mean that when you know everything, when you know these words, those words, but you can't open your mouth, just maybe you have some kind of fear, and when you feel unsure, when you don't have enough confidence, and so you can't. I just don't know how, I can express it more precisely. Alright, so my tour guide told me that I needed to know some basic and more advanced phrases, and she tried to teach me. Really, there was a tour guide, yeah, she was thinking that I knew absolutely nothing. Yeah, maybe she'd been living in Spain, so I was in Spain, yeah, and maybe she'd been living in Spain for half a year or for a year or so, yeah, and so I was absolutely sure that my Spanish level was much higher than hers. And she was thinking really that I knew absolutely nothing, and she tried to teach me. And she just, told me, okay, so this phrase means this thing. That phrase means that thing. And so she was looking at me And she was thinking, oh, he knows nothing, but I knew all those phrases. Yeah, she didn't expect it. Really, was it really so? Not at all. I knew all those phrases, but I was too shy to start using them in life. Yeah, so really, I was too shy to start using them in life. Yeah, you know that people often judge by appearance, and appearances are deceptive, as they say. And so really she was thinking, oh, he knows nothing, but in fact I knew everything, but I just couldn't put it into practice. I couldn't start speaking. Yeah, naturally, spontaneously, fluently, correctly, so full of confidence, without any hesitation. So I couldn't do that. So it was absolutely terrible. And so you can put this myth away that tons of vocab, or tons of vocab, it means tons of vocabulary, lots of vocabulary in your head will save you. No, my friends, you can read a lot. You can read a lot. You can read maybe 1,000 books. You can know maybe 50,000 English words. But if you have this language barrier, it won't help you much. Yeah, you know, just if you don't have this barrier, maybe 100 or 200 words will be enough for you to start speaking naturally. Okay, just go there, go here, let's talk, use basic simple words, and it's okay. And you know, I had one more very embarrassing situation. Yeah, it also happened in Spain. So my father was driving a car, but we lost the way and we had to ask someone where to go. He told me to use my perfect Spanish skills and help them. Okay, he told me, okay, you know Spanish, just we have a problem. Yeah, just you see, yeah, there is a woman, yeah, standing there. Just come to her and ask her. So where is, I don't remember it, but maybe where is the nearest supermarket, or where is something, yeah? Just, it was a very simple question. Just in English, it sounds like where is in English or something like that. But so I had to answer her question and I had to understand her directions as well. And really, I failed, yeah? And so I was trying to say what I wanted, but I couldn't keep a conversation going. I didn't understand the person I met at all. So I just maybe asked her, ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está? It means, where is ¿Dónde está? Something, yeah? She answered me, or I didn't understand the person I met at all. So she was trying to explain something, and it was, you know, like it was a very strange sound, so I couldn't recognize any words at all. I couldn't catch up any words. I couldn't catch any words at all. I couldn't catch up with her conversation, with her speech. So really, I was at a loss, and so the situation was really funny. Yeah, and I felt, you know, a little bit awkward. So, and in the end, she lost her patience, yeah, waved her hand, just she waved like here, well, waved, and she got into her car and showed me where to go. Yeah, just she used her car to show us where to go, and maybe we were following her for 5 minutes or so. Maybe the question was, where is this, you know, where is the nearest market, or something like that. So very simple, you know, question. So if I'm not mistaken, I still remember that mercado is market in Spanish. So very simple, very simple word, very simple question, but it was my fault. You know, that just I could understand her, but she spent her precious time on me, and maybe she was busy. And anyway, yeah, I'm infinitely grateful to her for everything. I mean that she turned out to be a very kind person, and I wish there were only kind people in the world, really. Okay, so as a result, yeah, I came to two very important conclusions, yeah? So you know that we have different situations in life, different difficulties. We face different difficulties, problems, obstacles on our way, but it helps us to progress. It helps us to make progress. All right. And so really, these two conclusions were very interesting. Yes, you see. So the first one is that I need to improve my listening skills. Really, maybe I can, speak a lot naturally, correctly, spontaneously, clearly, like a native speaker, yeah, with perfect pronunciation. But if I can't understand my partner, if I can't understand other people, how can I communicate? And so I personally, I wouldn't, put listening in the last place. Maybe in the first place. First of all, you need to train your listening skills. And so I thought, yeah, I need to train it as intensively as possible. And actually, it's what I did. And secondly, my friends, you need to break down the language barrier once and forever. So it's about a language barrier. Okay, we're gonna talk about it a bit later. So you see, there are much more useful recommendations. Yeah, so I just started maybe with some ineffective recommendations. Just it was about that. Okay, first of all, you need to know lots of words, vocabulary. Yeah, this recommendation is quite good, but I wouldn't say that it's the best recommendation. So there are much more useful recommendations, and I want to share with you. And there is one key thing, yeah, but we'll mention it a bit later. Anyway, I want to see you a list of very useful recommendations. Yeah, these recommendations have helped me. They have helped millions or maybe billions of people, and I'm absolutely sure they can help you too. So really, what can you do to improve your speaking considerably? Really, what can we do? Okay, just the first thing. Yeah, this list is incomplete. We'll add some interesting points, but I think it's a good warm up. Yeah, just for a start. You see, talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. Okay, so people often say, oh, we don't have a speaking partner, so we can't talk to native speakers because just maybe 2,000 people, so just are trying to chase one native speaker, so there are maybe 2,000 non-native speakers for one native speaker, and of course, so this native speaker doesn't have any interest, so he isn't interested in communication. Okay, so you can find non-native speakers, but sometimes it's difficult, and you need maybe to arrange a meeting or a conversation. So the easiest thing is that you can do is talk to yourself. For example, you can cook, yeah, you can talk about something, yeah, you can talk about something. Yeah, so we all have different ideas. We all have different feelings. We all have different impressions. So we can talk to ourselves, yeah, remembering, so yesterday, so thinking about our plans, so what we need to do today, tomorrow, just thinking about life and so on. Yeah, just I can start talking to myself. My friends, I'm trying to record very good videos. Yeah, but I think that actually I need to make more videos, yeah, about new subjects. Maybe it will be a full course on speaking, a more detailed course on speaking, or maybe it will be a course on prepositions, for advanced students and so on. It's just one example. Or I can think about my family. Yeah, for example, just think, oh, I'm so happy. I have a family, I have children, yeah, I need to educate them, and so I need to make them happy and good people. Yeah, okay, so where, for example, should I go, with them. So what should I do? So maybe we need to practice sport together. Oh, tomorrow, yeah, why not? And so on and so on. Maybe they need to continue reading to get new knowledge, and so on. So there are lots of ideas. So family, you see, family, sport, whatever. Then you need to, yeah, thank you. You need to record yourself. It's also very important. It's also very important when you record yourself. You know, when you speak, you think, okay, maybe you speak perfectly, but just, you know, try to listen to your speech, record yourself, listen to your speech and compare. So speak and compare, work on the speaking skills and compare. Maybe your speech is too slow, and okay, you'll see you like it or not, and then you'll have to work on it. Yeah, next. So you know that many native speakers, especially native speakers, say, okay, think in English, think in English, think in English. But I think it's absolutely ridiculous. First of all, you need to translate from your mother tongue into English. Yeah, translate your ideas. We're talking about it. Translate it. So from your mother tongue into English, and do it again and again. So translate your plans, your ideas, your feelings, your impressions, and so on. And so you'll actually have lots of translation practice, and then you'll be able to think in English without translation, but it can't be. So it's the first step, yeah? And then listen more. We talked about it. So you know that when I was listening, I was able to catch different natural expressions and, you know, phrases, and so intonation patterns. You see, this practice was absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, and you know, I was just like on another planet. So cute it was. Yeah, so listen more, listen more. Yeah, first you can start with simple conversations, you know, videos. So if you have a high level in English, just listen to more advanced speakers and more natural phrases, not only the news. Yeah, not only the news, yeah, not only sport, but different educational programs. Okay, so they often say that you need to read aloud. It just, yeah, that's true, but only partly. So reading and repeating. So you can read, but when you read, so you have your way of pronouncing words and phrases. You can't be sure that this way is correct. You need to have a model. You need to imitate. Yes, so, yeah, obviously enough, you need to have a model. And so just listen to native speakers and repeat after them. Read and repeat after them, but not only reading. And we talked about it, yeah, so find English-speaking partners who live abroad. Yeah, not necessarily, yeah, they should be, you know, native speakers. So non-native speakers, yeah, it's okay too. Anything else, you know, just it's a basic list, yeah, it can't be ignored. But you see, the video is called The Best Way, so we need to have a look at more advanced things. So work on the grammar. So people often say that you don't need it, yeah, you don't need grammar to improve your speaking skills. I totally disagree with them. Totally means I don't agree with them at all. So totally, like strongly, I strongly disagree with them. No, that's not true. So to speak English perfectly, you need to know grammar. And let me just strengthen my point. You see, if you speak English without mistakes, yeah, I'm trying to do it. So, and you're absolutely sure that you speak English correctly. You know, so when I speak English, I'm absolutely sure that I speak English correctly. I'm absolutely sure about each word, each expression, each, you know, sentence, each grammar structure, and it brings you confidence, really. And as for me, yeah, personally, it brings me an unbelievably high level of confidence. As I speak English correctly, and that's enough. So I won't look like a fool, yeah, in the eyes of other people, in the eyes, you know, of native speakers, and so I'm full of confidence, yeah. You can't be a good English speaker without it. Okay, if you are unsure, If you don't have enough confidence, if you think when you speak, oh, maybe I said it incorrectly, and no, it just, it has a very negative effect on your emotions and on your speaking level, in general. Yeah, and in addition to all this, my friends, yeah, I want to tell you something more important. Okay, my friends, as far as I'm concerned, I improved English speaking greatly mainly because of these two things. So communication. So what is communication? You often have, let me underline it. You often have a problem because you don't know what to say in your own language. And I remember my literature lessons at school. Yeah, I want to be honest with you that I wasn't good at it at all. So my mark was C. You know that if you have an excellent mark, it's A. So, or B or C, my mark was B and C, and between B and C, mostly B's. And when I was finishing school, so I had, a C. Okay. And when I had different literature lessons, so when our teacher asked us our opinion, about books, I was reading a lot. So I can just repeat it, yeah? So I was reading a lot, so if I remember this experience, our teacher told us, you need to read this book, for example, by Monday. And we had just 2 days. And so, yeah, I read that book by Monday, so maybe 400 pages in 2 days. I read it, and I was reading a lot, but I couldn't express my ideas. And maybe my teacher was thinking that he is bad at literature, he is bad at it. But I was reading a lot, but I couldn't express my ideas. I don't have enough communication experience because I'm mostly an introvert. I don't have many friends. And so I didn't have much experience of communication. And for example, if I ask you, okay, tell us something about, maybe I will tell you just, I can name a very narrow subject. For example, like plastic surgery. So for example, can you develop your ideas in your own language about plastic surgery, and can you speak maybe for 20 minutes, for 30 minutes? Yeah, if you can, no problem. So your communication skills are perfect. If you can't, it means it's a matter of communication. And I also want to remember my practice. I was, one girl found me on the web, and she just told me, okay, I want actually to take private English lessons, from you. Her level was very high, strong upper intermediate level, so it was close to advanced. And I said, okay. And then so we had very intensive speaking lessons. And when I asked her different questions, and when I set very clear models of speaking, to her, she just often told me, okay, I just don't know what to say in my own language, but I have to speak much more and use much more difficult phrases in English, so it's really difficult for me. Okay, but anyway, she managed to overcome that problem, and so she passed her exams, international exams, with flying colors. That she had a very strong A, and I was really glad for her. Yeah, she was really hardworking. You see, communication skills, you need to train it. And, I used to teach at university for about 6 years full time. So really, it's an unbelievable amount of practice. So if I remember my private English lessons, maybe I've given, several thousand English lessons and much more on YouTube, you see. So you need to develop your communication skills, communicate with different people, discuss different subjects, and if you're able to do it in your own language, definitely you'll be able to do it in English. And teaching, my friends, I can repeat these words, but if you want to know this subject more deeply, you need to start teaching it, because when you teach a certain subject, you analyze lots of information, you prepare lots of information, and really when you teach English you have lots of real English speaking practice, simple but regular, and you can start teaching others and you'll see your progress. Yeah, you can do it for free. Why not? You can just start having a simple conversation. Okay, how old are you? Where are you from? So what do you like doing in your free time? And you can help maybe weaker students for free. And yeah, then you can become maybe your profession or something like that, but it's also a very useful method. So communication and teaching, explanation, my friends. Okay, I tried to be as short as possible. And my friends, to cut a long story short, yeah, it's up to you. It depends on you. I just wanted to be honest with you, to share my experience with you. And okay, you can take it into account, or maybe you'll ignore it. But anyway, life goes on. It's amazing. And it's absolutely amazing that we have this, unique opportunity to learn English here for free. Yeah, maybe we've not the worst English teacher in the world. Yeah, Alexander. Yeah, welcome to our channel, English with Alexander. See you. Bye bye.